Hi everyone, welcome to Dine and Talk with Abby. I am your host, Abigail Boatemaa. Thank you for tuning in today. I have missed you guys so much. It's been a while. I did not forget about you. I'm still here. We had a little bit of a roadblock, but we pushed everything out of the way just to see you guys, just to come talk to you. I hope you're all doing well. So we're still on track. We're talking about our weight loss journey. What are some things that we can do to maintain our weight? What are some of the myths out there? There is a whole lot when we talk about weight loss that come up. So that is what we've been doing. If you haven't watched the videos, please go back and watch them so you can be on track. Okay, and also remember to subscribe, like, and please keep the comments coming. We really appreciate you all. So for today, I'm going to talk about one of the home names that people talk about when we think about weight loss, right? And is none other than apple cider vinegar. Okay. So I know people are like, yeah, about time. What is it? We want to know the deeds. Okay. So this is going to be a dietitian point of view backed with some clinical trials like research and literatures, because I'm not just going to come here and tell you my point of view. I need to back it up so you know where I'm coming from. And with that being said, let's break it down. Let's talk about apple cider vinegar. Like, what is it? How is it made? If you hear people talk about citric acid, it's the same thing. But let me tell you how we get the citric acid or apple cider vinegar. So this is the science part. If you're watching me and you have some apples, you can make your own apple cider vinegar too, but let's talk. So first of all, apple cider vinegar is just crushed apples. Then you take the juice, you add yeast, and then guess what happens? You're fermenting it. So now you're turning the sugars into alcohol. Surprise! If you missed science class, we just talked about it. Okay, so now that you've turned your sugars into alcohol, what happens next is that the citric acid bacteria further ferments this alcohol, and then we get citric acid. And this is very acidic. On a scale of, like pH, when I talk about the scale, with 1 being very acidic and 14 being very basic, we're in the 2s, right? We're in the 2s, so this is very acidic. And what are some research out there? What are some of the things out there that tell us why apple cider vinegar might be a tool for weight loss, or why it might not be a tool for weight loss, and if there is even any benefits out there. So first, I would like to share some research that I stumbled upon. So a recent research in 2024, right? And this is not a randomized control trial. This was like a research that they put 22 people together, right? Adults. And these are not, it wasn't a very broad group of people. It was just 22 Lebanese young adults, right? And then they gave them 5 milliliters, 10 milliliters, and 15 milliliters of apple cider vinegar for 12 weeks. And a group of them drank this for 12 weeks, right? They diluted it and they were taking it. So if you're thinking about the milliliters, just think about 1 tablespoon. And then they gave another group the placebo effect, right? They just have them drink water. And then after the 12 weeks, they went back to check their weight. And the group that were drinking the apple cider vinegar lost about 6 to 8 pounds. And that, from a science point of view, you can say they lost a moderate amount of weight, right? With other research too, they found not a lot of weight loss, right? Not significant amount of weight loss. So it's very inconclusive. If you want to know, just type in, go in any of the academia journals, like any of it. Just type in research about apple cider vinegar, and you're going to get a whole lot. The the results are all scanty, with some saying there is weight loss and some saying there is no weight loss. So in conclusion, there is a lot of limitations. So I cannot just sit here and tell you that drinking apple cider vinegar will really cause you to lose weight, because this is very individualized. It's not very broad. It's not very broad, right? Okay. So now we know there is some research out there, right, that is telling us that apple cider vinegar can help us lose weight. And there are some out there that are saying that there is not that much of a significant difference, with weight loss. So is there any other benefits, right? What is the point? Can we drink it? So some of the research also found out that drinking apple cider vinegar can help lower your A1C. And basically what happened with these people was that if their A1C was in the 6, they were checking and then they were seeing that their A1C were coming back down to the 4s. And A1C is just the sugar levels that we check for people with diabetes to make sure that their blood sugar is not too high. So if your blood sugar is too high, your A1C typically will be high. And we want your A1C to be low. So if you're able to achieve that, that is perfect. And all that is happening when you're drinking this apple cider vinegar is that the citric acid is helping with the sugars. So your blood sugar is not spiking. There is a slower digestion of your sugars. And when there is a slower digestion of your sugars, you have a better control of your sugars. So within that time frame, when we check your A1C will be down. So basically that's it. Right. So right off the bat, we know that if apple cider vinegar might not help you or might help you lose weight, you know that it will. So clinically, we know that it will help lower your A1C because of that slower digestion. So even if you don't want to take it to lose weight, you can still take it to help lower your A1C. So now we have to be cautious. With everything, we have to be cautious. And like I said, with weight loss, we can really depend on just drinking apple cider vinegar to help you lose weight, because that would be a lie. You're going to have to be in a calorie deficit, right? And you have to pair it with exercise, because you can even be in a calorie deficit and you will still not lose the weight if you're not exercising. So it's not a one size fit all. If you want to drink the apple cider vinegar, I will tell you to yes, go ahead and drink it. However, always also consult with your doctor. Talk to your doctor if it's right for you. If it's okay for you to drink, when you drink the apple cider vinegar, make sure that you're practicing portion control. You're trying to be in a calorie deficit and you're pairing it with exercise so you can get the full benefits of it. And there are also some limitations, right? And some safety precautions that we have to take. Because this is very acidic, for people that already have GI issues, drinking that might give you GERD, you have that heartburns. So I would always say dilute apple cider vinegar so you're not having that side effect of it. Also, because it helps slowing digestion, for people that already have gastroparesis, which is when you have that slow digestion, I will caution you, talk to your doctor, or perhaps don't drink it at all. Because when you're drinking it, all it's going to do is slow your digestion more. And it is also going to be, it's going to cause some complications for you. So I will highly suggest talking to your doctor. In conclusion, will apple cider vinegar help you lose weight? Generally, it might help you lose weight, or it might not help you lose weight. So it depends on the individual. What I can back on, or the recommendations that I can fully stand on with my chest and say, yes, you will lose the weight, is being in a calorie deficit, practicing portion control, mindful eating, moderation of everything, and then pairing it with exercise. That I can tell you for a fact that you will lose weight. And if you don't lose weight doing that, talk to me. Maybe there can be something else that we can do. There might be some tricks somewhere. Send me an email and then we can talk about that. That's all for today. I hope to see you next week because we have another special guest for next week. You don't want to miss that. Bye.